Having fun in there.
Good hook. And Navarro's hurt.
This is Madrimov right here.
Hi, this is Joe Cortez. You're watching ShowBizz, The Adult.
Oh, this is Bernard Hopkins, ShowBizz, The Adult. I'm out.
Oops! Up off net? Up off net! What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. Alright, man, look. So, finally, we have Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez set to happen September. Pay-per-view. Oops. And let's look at prospect Israil, the Dream, Madrimov. Oops. Alright, man, look. Let's get to the reaction. First, I want to say this. One of our show business partner, Sankrin, hit me up in my DM on Instagram. Told me, hey, look, I think you should take a look at this Israil, the Dream, Madrimov. The thing is, I have. We've done live streams with the Dream. His fights being covered in our live stream commentary. He was on the undercard for Triple G Sergey Derevchenko fight. I've seen him on the undercard for other DAZN fights. Dmitry Bivol, I think like 2 of his fights, he was on the undercard. So, the Dream, fantastic fighter, and I think it's appropriate to speak on him while discussing Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, because quite frankly, this prospect, the Dream, and High-Tech, both of them share something in common, and that's great footwork and a good nose for the sweet science. Barb! Black, 2 sugars. Oh, and don't forget, for all of your sport betting, NASCAR, horse racing, combat sports, go by busr.com/showbiz. If you haven't created your accounts, please do. And we've got merch, showbiztheadult.com. Go by there to our online store, pick you up some merch. Barb, we'll never forget. Never. First, let's cover the Dream. Let's get to this reaction.
We are underway in round 1. Movement. Good hook.
Lead left hook and got right out the way. Whoa!
Good hook and down he goes.
Whoa, that was beautiful. You see the foot, that's the feet. That's the feet. The feet did that.
He is shifting his weight, moving his feet. Damn.
Boxing, he's a gymnast. He practices judo. Right now, he's nice.
Look, the feints, the footwork, that double step before the left hook. I want to show you this. Look at this double step.
Man, when he's not boxing, he's a gymnast. He practices judo. Right now, he's nice and loose.
You see that? Look, the head movement and all of those things. He looks like an advanced fighter, right? Guys like Vasily Lomachenko, guys like Floyd Money Mayweather, they look like advanced fighters. Well, really, they're throwback fighters. Let me show you something. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Look at the angles he's giving. Look at Willie Pep. Good right hand. Bam, bam, 1, 2. Bam. Right hand. Boom. And he got right hand. Get out the way. Whoop. You see that? Whoop. You see that? Bam. Boom. Look at the face. Look at the footwork. You see how he's using his feet and not his earmuffs as a defense? And then he's right out the way. He knows where you are, right? The positioning, the distancing. Now let me show you the Dream.
A European basketball player.
See that? What did that look like? Didn't I just show you this? Didn't I just show you this?
Angle. That's what makes him so
advanced, yes,
by Madrimov.
but really a throwback.
He's scary. He's
good hook.
Oh!
And Navarro's
Oh!
hurt.
This is Madrimov right here. When he's punching.
One more time.
Good hook.
Oh!
And Navarro's
Having fun in there.
good hook. And Navarro's hurt.
This is Madrimov right here.
I want you to check that kid out. That kid is something special. Now, let's talk about Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. Buzz. Now, Bob Arum, he has confirmed that Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, neither one of them want to take interim fights, right? They don't want to take any warm-up fights. They want to get to their fight. Both of them agreed on that. So, Bob Arum, he said that's exactly what's going to happen. So he set the date for September. But the question is, how about social distancing? Well, Bob Arum said a crowd or no. He's going to have the fight in September, and it's going to be pay-per-view. Now, we know it works. We just saw Justin Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson, UFC 249. Now, that was crowdless, and it worked out just fine. I ordered the pay-per-view. Many of you did the same thing. Now, many of you ask me, what do I think about the fight? Who do I think is going to take that fight? I have consistently said I think Vasily Lomachenko is going to defeat Teofimo Lopez, and I've doubled down on it, saying that Vasily Lomachenko is going to beat Teofimo Lopez in an easier fashion than he defeated guys like Luke Campbell and the Jorge Linareses of the world. And this is no hate towards Teofimo Lopez. You all know that I think he's a fantastic fighter. I've been following Teofimo Lopez for a long time now. Black, two sugars? But here's why. Simply, styles make fights. Now, Teofimo Lopez, I know that a lot of people have jumped on the hype train after he knocked out Richard Comey.
Oh, what a big shot by Lopez!
But for me, I knew that Richard Comey was tailor-made for Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is a patient fighter. Teofimo Lopez, hard fighter, fast puncher. But first and foremost, what he is a counter puncher, and he's very smart. Comey rushing in to throw heavy combinations at Teofimo Lopez was going to work for Teofimo Lopez's style. I knew he was going to counter, throw a punch in the exchange, and knock out Comey. I called it. But Vasily Lomachenko is altogether different. When you look at Teofimo Lopez versus high-tech Vasily Lomachenko, what you must look at isn't Richard Comey, it must be Nakatani. Now let's look at that fight. The reason why that fight is so important is because you must look at how Teofimo Lopez performs against a slick fighter, a patient fighter with good footwork and good combinations. Nakatani, the way he fought Teofimo Lopez, it made Teofimo Lopez less active. Let's look at what I mean. Now, we know Nakatani is a taller fighter, but I want you to look at the footwork and look at the activity of Teofimo Lopez. Now, Nakatani is throwing combinations. You see the combinations? Teofimo Lopez isn't punching much, is he? See that? With Nakatani's footwork, with his positioning, Teofimo Lopez isn't as active as you want him to be. He's throwing big shots from a bad distance. Nakatani's, his gaming, his footwork, his distancing, his positioning is kind of throwing Teofimo Lopez off a bit. Now, many people thought that Nakatani exposed Teofimo Lopez that fight. And then there are people that actually think Nakatani should have gotten the nod. Me, I think Teofimo Lopez rightfully deserved the nod. But what you can see is how Teofimo Lopez reacts to a fighter that is not rushing in to a fighter with good feet that's showing great angles. It makes Teofimo Lopez less active. Now, I know many of you are going to bring up Lomachenko versus Luke Campbell, Lomachenko versus Jorge Linares, but like I said, styles make fights. Here's the difference between Linares and Teofimo Lopez. Linares is a rangier fighter, and Linares has fast hands, but he throws his punches in longer combinations. He throws his punches in bunches. Teofimo Lopez, the longest punch combination he's going to dish out is maybe 2 punches. He throws a 1 to 2 punch combination most of the time. He doesn't string together the 4 or 5 punch combinations that Jorge Linares strings together. If you're wondering how Vasily Lomachenko is going to perform against Teofimo Lopez, you got to look at more of a Nicholas Waters. Let's look at that fight.
Can just go out and create that offense on Lomachenko. I think
you see the head movement, you see the range. He throws 1 punch, he gets out the way, and he's just making sure that he's touching Nicholas Waters. That's what he's going to do against Teofimo Lopez. He's not going to, you see, he's either going to be too close or he's going to be too far for Teofimo Lopez. You see that? That right there is a clear example of what I'm talking about. Nicholas Walters just stood there because with all of the movement from Vasily Lomachenko, all of the angles that he gave, how the combinations he was throwing, Nicholas Walters was shell-shocked. He wasn't punching much. I don't think Teofimo Lopez is going to get to the point where he's at a standstill, but I'm just saying his output is not going to be that high against Vasily Lomachenko. Look, I think it's a fantastic fight. I look forward to it. I think it's exactly what boxing needs, and I think a lot of people is going to order the pay-per-view because boxing fans are going to be thirsty for a big fight. Any fight that's going to be going on in September is going to be successful. I think Teofimo Lopez is going to be a great fighter. I think there's a few things that's working against him here. One, his experience. He's very young. But two, he's a big kid, and he's going to have to shed a lot of weight to take on Vasily Lomachenko come September. And three, his prime may be at a weight class up north, maybe 140 or even welterweight. Though this fight is happening at a great time, I support the fight. I think it's a great one. But I think the best of Teofimo Lopez is going to be 3 years down the road and a couple weight classes up north. Let me know how you feel in the comments below. ShowBizz the Adult. I'm out.